Hello and happy Thursday or Friday, depending on which day you're watching this video, hopefully both days. So today we have reached writing at the end of the week, and this time our job is to write a recount.
Great.
Okay?
Yep.
Now recounts are a piece of writing from the first person perspective, okay? You're writing from your point of view and you just talk about your own experiences, things that you did, okay? Now, we have written recounts in school this year, haven't we, Mr.
We've
Fenn?
written a few, yeah.
We have. I've got an example of one, okay, to help us out. This is from a real child's purple book from last term.
Lovely writing.
November, mid-November. Okay, so this was when, hopefully you guys remember, do you remember, Mr. Fenn, when both of our classrooms were invaded by aliens?
What are the chances?
Only year 2 classrooms.
I mean, one alien coming would be surprising, but two?
And
wow.
Yeah, so you'll remember that happened, and we saw the CCTV, didn't we, of aliens in our classrooms. We had a little investigation, didn't we, and so on. And we then wrote recounts about that experience. So this is from a child's book. Well done to this child, by the way. It's a very nice piece of writing. Here's the recount. On Monday, a skinny alien destroyed our classroom. I'm going to start again because I didn't do very well there. On Monday, a skinny alien destroyed our classroom. First, I walked into the classroom and the tables were knocked over. I felt confused and baffled, I like that word, baffled, because I didn't know what happened. After that, we watched the CCTV and we saw a skinny alien in our classroom. It was gooey and spooky. Then we went to the field to search for some clues. I think the alien wanted to make friends. Okay, so there we go, recount. It just kind of tells you in order what happened that day, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a nice flow to it.
Yeah, now in fact, if we think back to before, I can't even remember when it was now, but there are those words at the start of sentences that help structure our writing, particularly when we're talking about things that have happened. Can you remember what kinds of words I'm talking about here?
Are they adverbs of time?
Fantastic. Adverbs of time or adverbial phrases. So we've got here first, after that, we've got then, okay?
But even in a way, I mean, this is acting like it, isn't it?
Absolutely,
Monday.
even at the beginning on Monday, okay?
Yeah.
On Monday, a skinny alien destroyed our classroom. Yeah, so it's in order, it's the events of the day in order, and we've got those adverbs of time or adverbials to help structure it, okay? I also like, I mean, it's written from this person's point of view. You can tell because of the number of times they use which pronoun, Mr. Fenn?
They've used I.
Fantastic, so there's I did this, I felt, I didn't, and so on, okay? So that is a recount. You write about something that's happened from your point of view, okay? You kind of go through the events of the day, and you might also talk about how you felt. I liked that in this because it helped me to kind of understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be writing a recount, but not about the alien in the classroom back in November. We've already done that, okay? But we have been part of some pretty exciting experiences this week, haven't we? Taking part in the home Winter Olympic Games, okay?
Yeah, and usually Olympic Games only come around every 4 or now 5 years.
Maybe 6 years.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Maybe 8, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to write a recount about your experiences this week taking part in the Olympics, okay? And it's going to be a fairly similar structure to this in a way, because even though the events you're talking about are different, it's the same process, okay? You're talking about what happened, going through the order, how you felt, so on, okay? Now, this was November, so if anything, I think we can write even better than that incredible piece of writing now. All right, so let's have a little think about it. First of all, here are some sentence starters. So I've started in a similar way to this one started with on Monday. I've put earlier this week.
Yeah.
You could start with this week even, couldn't you? So, yeah, so earlier this week. I've then got those adverbs of time.
Well, I suppose some of them could, if they did it on just one day, put
yesterday,
on Thursday, on whatever day you're doing it, yeah.
Yep, brilliant. So that's for that beginning bit where you talk about what's happened. I've then got the adverbs of time, first, then after that, later, next. You'll notice, Mr. Fenn, what have I put after each one?
It's a comma.
A comma, of course. I've got, similar to this, I felt, all right? Because you might want to talk about how you felt, doing different things. I've also got, I liked this because, all right? So you can reflect on why you liked it. And then I'm not going to worry about these so much now, okay? So, let's begin. So, I'm just going to start with this week. This week, remembering my capital letter, and then after it I need a
comma.
Okay, so this week, well, what did we do this week? Because I want a kind of sentence that sums up what this recount is about, why I'm writing
Okay,
it.
so let's...
This week we...
So this week... Are you going to say we or I, or...?
This week, I think it's going to be I.
Okay.
Because even though others took part, because we're all at home.
Yeah. Okay, this week I had great fun doing the Olympics at home. Something like that.
So this week I had so much fun taking part in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, the home
winter.
Okay. So this week
I
had lots of fun.
Lots of
fun. Taking part.
Yep. Now the word take, because it's a verb here.
Drop the E at ing.
Absolutely. Take is spelled T-A-K-E, but we drop the E, I-N-G.
This week I had lots of fun taking part
in the Home Winter Olympics.
Home Winter Olympics.
I'm going to give them all capital letters because that's the title of it.
Yeah.
The Home Winter Olympics. The Home.
And some of you at home who are, particularly really great writers, you might want to make this even, better. You might want to use those expanded noun phrases, maybe in the special Home Winter Olympics, or I'm not sure that works.
Yeah.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
So this week I had lots of fun taking part in the Home Winter Olympics. That's the end of my sentence. Could use a full stop. I might use an exclamation mark because
makes it sound
I had
wow.
so much fun.
Wow,
lots
this is great.
of fun.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark. Here we go. So this week I had lots of fun taking part in the Home Winter Olympics.
Great.
Okay, so that's my sort of introduction done. The first bit that just sort of gives you a flavour as to what this is going to be about. Okay, so I'm now going to go on to these bits here, essentially, where I'm talking about what
first I did this, then I did that, after that I did that. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now again, because of when we're recording this, we haven't actually taken part in the Winter Olympics yet, have we? No. So I'm going to write mine about the Summer Olympics, but what I'm writing, the way I'm writing it's still going to apply, isn't it? It's about the structure, because you're all going to have done different events anyway and in different orders. Okay, so for me, well, the first thing I did in that video I made was the paper plane throwing. So first,
come on.
Thank you. First, I.
Okay.
So first, I did the paper plane throwing. Yeah.
Makes sense.
First, I did. Some people say first I done. And that's not quite right, is it? It's not first I'd done, it would be first I did.
First I did paper plane throwing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paper plane throwing. I'm thinking I might just say where I did it, because I did this one in my garden. So I think I'm going to put first I did the paper plane throwing.
You could just leave it there. First I did paper plane throwing, that's fine,
That is fine.
And I think that's the most important thing for us, is that it just makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're at year 2, if you can write a piece of writing, it makes sense. But, yeah, why not? Let's add
a bit more detail. So first I did the paper plane throwing in
my garden.
In my sunny garden.
I did watch that video, Mr. Lake. I was very surprised to see you wearing a shirt with watermelons on. It's a bit nippy for that right now.
First I did the paper plane throwing in my sunny garden. I mean, the thing about that, Mr. Fenn, is that my hair and beard was so long, I probably could have got away with that in the winter and still kept it warm. Awesome. Right, so first I did the paper plane throwing in my sunny garden. I think I'm going to say a bit more about it. Okay, so I'm going to say, because I think with this one, I had fun, but I did feel a bit frustrated, I guess, because every time I chucked my paper plane, it just went straight down.
Although it was difficult, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Or even though it was a bit tricky,
yeah,
I had a good time. Yeah.
Excellent. So even though is THOUGH, almost exactly the same as the word through, isn't it? But without the I. So even though it was tricky, I was going to say had fun, but I've already used the word fun. I don't like using the same words or adjectives together.
So let's think we could...
I still had a...
So I had a great time?
Yeah, I like
or
that.
I enjoyed throwing the planes? Or...
Yeah, I think I like great... Yeah, I still had a great time.
Okay, cool.
I still had a great time. Okay.
Great.
And then I could talk about the next thing I did.
Okay.
So, next...
What did you do next, Mr. Lake?
Next, I did the potato throwing, and I think I was a bit better at this one. So that was where you had to stand a couple of metres away from a box and try and chuck the potatoes into it. So next, I tried potato throwing.
Yeah?
Yeah, so next, I tried... potato throwing.
TH, not F.
Yeah.
THROWING.
Excellent. So next I tried potato throwing.
So we could leave it there, that's fine.
Yeah,
do you want to add more? I mean, we don't have to make it...
I don't think I need to.
Yeah, it's fine to have some...
sentences
just
that
quite
just
short.
straight to the point, yeah.
As long as it makes sense. That is the key, isn't it? Next I tried
potato throwing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean my thoughts on this one are that that was my favourite one, I think, and I'll come back to talk about that later. So I enjoyed this one because I felt proud every time the potato landed in the box. I like that feeling of pride. So I guess I think I'll start with I liked this because, or I...
Yeah, okay, so I liked this because...
So, I liked, again, past tense, drop the E, add ED, I liked this... Oh, that's a terrible line, but you can see what it is. I liked this because... I guess I liked this because I felt happy, proud, satisfied every time.
Yeah, I like this because I was good at it.
Yeah,
it's up to you. What do you think? What sounds best for you?
In fact, I think I like this because I was much better at this event.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I was much better. I'm just going to put at this. I was much better at this. Full stop.
Great.
Okay, so far I've got this week I had lots of fun taking part in the home Winter Olympics. First I did the paper plane throwing in my sunny garden. Even though it was tricky, I still had a great time. Next I tried potato throwing. I liked this because I was much better at... I was much better at this, much better at it. Yeah. And that's good. That's why reading back is helpful sometimes, because when you hear it back, you think, oh, it's not quite right.
I think it's really good to also read it out loud.
Yeah, definitely.
A good trick I've found, especially with children, is to actually every now and then stand up, tuck your chair in, and then read it out loud. Somehow that makes it...
You can hear it then.
Yeah.
It's easier. Now, in the video, I only took part in 2 events, didn't I? The children at home most likely took part in more.
Yeah.
So you'd then continue. So it might be after that, I took part in this. I like this because I had fun doing this because whatever, talk about that, okay? You might then want to stop there. Once you've done your introduction and done covered a couple of events, you might then want to stop there for today and leave the rest for tomorrow. That might be a good time to stop, okay? So, the final part, once you've talked about the events you took part in, as I say, it's probably going to be more than 2 for you guys, but I didn't do that many. You're then just going to talk about what your favourite event was, okay? So, So I'm going to say, well, I think you can guess what my favourite event was.
Potato throwing. You love potato, Mr. Lake.
I do. So my favourite event was... I'm going to put the awesome... Expand it now, Tracy.
Okay.
Awesome potato throwing. So my favourite event was the awesome potato throwing. I could just leave it there, or I could then explain why it was my favourite event.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I guess, I mean, I've already talked about it a little bit, but my favourite event was the awesome potato throwing. I think because I managed to get quite a few potatoes.
Yeah, because I got a high score. Or,
yeah. Thank you for noticing. So because I got I'm going to put a really high score.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think possibly I could compete in this at an international level with that kind of score.
You strike me as someone that could. If there was an international potato throwing competition, I think you could do well, yeah.
Brilliant.
Great.
And then I could just, I don't know, I kind of like to sign off with something like, what a fun day I had. Or,
yeah.
You know, it was a brilliant day, or brilliant 2 days.
What a great day I had.
Yeah, brilliant. We call those kind of sentences exclamations where you word them like that. So they usually start with what they always start with what or how. So how brilliant that day was, or what a brilliant time I had. What a great time I had. I think I like, what a brilliant time I had. And I'm just going to finish with my exclamation mark. Right, and then I've got my whole recount here. So, this week I had lots of fun taking part in the home Winter Olympics. First I did the paper plane throwing in my sunny garden. Even though it was tricky, I still had a great time. Next I tried potato throwing. I liked this because I was much better at it. My favourite event was the awesome potato throwing because I got a really high score. What a brilliant time I had. And there we go, there's my recount.
And if we just go back, I think I just want to talk about this. So I think it's absolutely fine, in fact, good to have, some bits you might just cross it out with one line through, and then you can write a better word. Or maybe if you realise your spelling is wrong. Maybe you realise halfway in the middle of the word you put a capital letter by mistake. So maybe you want to just cross it out and write it again.
Yeah, we don't mind it. And you see the way I did it, I didn't go like that, did I? I didn't scribble it. If you just put a little line through it and fix it, that's great. Yeah, that's something that's really good to do. So yours may well be longer than mine because you might have more events that you took part in that you're going to want to talk about, okay? But ultimately, hopefully that structure helps you. So start with your little introduction. What did we do? Okay, talk us through the day, but reflect on it as well. So how did you feel taking part in the activities? Why did you like it? And then when you get to the end, we'd like to hear what was your favourite event, and then just sort of finish your recount off. Okay, so you've got a couple of days to do that, Thursday and Friday, to do this. Have fun writing your recounts. We really look forward to seeing them.